Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there. Welcome back, everybody.
So, guys, this is just going to be a one-topic video, which is something that we don't do a lot of. But just to kind of protect ourselves, protect the video in case this doesn't get allowed to go up, we just want to try it this way. And then also, this is something that's a topic that it's just in the forefront of a lot of people's minds.
Yes, it is. So we need to get it out there.
And please do subscribe to both channels, as always. So you probably already reading the headline here. Boston University creates a COVID strain that has 80% mortality in mice. The first thing that hits my mind is, why the bleep would you do that in the first place? I mean, it just seems to defy logic, and I'm sure, of course, the scientists will give you their logic, the companies will give you their logic, the universities will give you their logic. You know, again, to me, it just defies logic.
I don't see how, and if there is logic to come out for doing this thing, I think it's more along the lines of some kind of manipulation on how to get people to say, oh, this is okay, this is a good idea. No, this is horrible no matter what light you put it under.
I mean, to me, I equate this with the logic that would be used to say, oh, why don't you go drink a gallon of bleach and see what happens? We should never drink a gallon of bleach. Oh, why don't you jump off that 200-foot cliff so we can measure how high you're going to bounce? Yeah. You should never jump off that cliff. I mean, these are just things that just seem to be so blatantly obvious you would never even speak about it.
You would really want to think that common sense would prevail here, but it's not.
It's like, trying to create paper mache that's going to get put into the Guinness Book of World Records, and doing it when you're lighting matches and just flicking them all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, where's the point? And if there is a point, it's really not the point.
Where's the logic?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess, they're going to tell us what their logic is.
Oh, thank goodness.
Now, the other thing, too, researchers at Boston University have created a new strain of the plague upon the land that has an 80% kill rate in humanized mice. Humanized. Why would you want to do that anyway? Again, there's so many sci-fi movies that start out this way and somehow they end up as a zombie apocalypse movie.
Yeah, and somehow, these critters get out and somehow they pass it to others.
So, in an effort to research what makes Omicron so transmissible, the researchers cobbled the Omicron spike protein to the original strain of the plague upon the land. The resulting virus was 5 times more infectious than Omicron. The Omicron spike protein, with an unusually large number of mutations, is considered the major driver of these phenotypes. We generated chimeric recombinant SARS-CoV-2, encoding the S gene of Omicron into the backbone of an ancestral SARS-CoV-2 isolate, and compared this virus with the naturally circulating Omicron variant. Reads the preprint. And this is Paul D. Thacker, by the way. How many times did virologists say they were not making any chimeric SARS viruses more deadly? How many? Latest preprint shows that they made chimeric SARS-CoV-2 with Omicron S gene and the ancestral backbone, and it showed an 80% mortality, as you can see highlighted here. The new research, which has not been peer-reviewed, was conducted by a team from Boston and Florida. In mice, while Omicron causes mild, non-fatal infection, the Omicron S carrying virus inflicts severe disease with a mortality rate of 80%, the researchers wrote, adding that while the spike protein is responsible for infectivity, changes to the other parts of its structure are responsible for its deadliness. Researchers, as you see, this is giving you the diagram. We showed the, what was it? I forget what year it was. They always telegraph this stuff. They always telegraph this stuff. Do they have a little thermometer in his mouth? Yeah, and you know what? It's so comes right on the tail of us talking to a family member today. Again, we had a lot of appointments. We work energetically with many people from basically every continent but Antarctica, doing our energy work, our biofield tuning, and the like, as well as astrological readings, charts, things of that nature, spiritual coaching. And this person was saying how they noticed a plague of rats everywhere. There's rats at their work, there's rats in the city. And, this, again, brings me back into the plagues of Justinian, where there was these unusual cloud formations and things moving from around the sky, as well as sundogs. And then all of a sudden we have, the Black Plague basically hit the empire and the whole land. Really, it claims so many people. And we all know that plagues can spread through rodents. We don't even want to imagine what something with that type of deadliness could do. Why would you create something that's so much worse than in anything that comes about in nature? And then again, if we really look deeply into viruses, they're not natural. They're just not natural. And there's so much evidence that shows that viruses are not natural things.
No, they've been injected into our reality. That's not something that was supposed to be in the fabric of this universe that we have. No, this is something that's injected from the outside, just like putting a bad file in your computer. It's created to cause a rift, created to cause a jam. And it's not something that is part of the whole plan.
So the study provides important insights into Omicron pathogenicity. We also show that the spike, the single most mutated protein in Omicron, has an incomplete role in Omicron attenuation. And so it goes on. And again, 80% kill rate in mice, again, that are humanized. It does it not, if you want to look at it from a logical standpoint, it kind of boggles the mind. Unless we are of a certain nature, that CONS piracy thing, if we're looking at it from just a reasonable logical point of view, this seems to make absolutely no sense.
Right. So, we just really had to jump on here and get this out there, because it's one of those things that just kind of jumps out at the computer, and you have to say, why, and how many people know about it and how many people don't.
So, according to scientists, this chimeric virus is unlikely to be as deadly in humans. Well, that's good news, right? As it was in mice, because the specific breed used in testing are more susceptible to severe COVID. But again, mutations happen constantly, and we don't even know. We're not monitoring these things that are happening. So how does the average person have a clue? Really, all we could go off of is what they tell us. And then, of course, there's all that, like, what really got this going? What really happened in Wuhan? And so, this is being talked about. That's from Zero Hedge. But yes, there's a lot of sources talking about this. Could spark a lab-generated pandemic. That's the worry. Not that that's never happened before. What do you guys think about this? Please share your thoughts and, speak freely while we still can, guys. Thank you for your support on Patreon and Ko-Fi. We really couldn't do it without you guys in these times. Do check out Medicinal Foods, too. There's a link on top of every video. We all need to be really boosting our immune system and detoxing daily. Detox daily. Boost your immune system every single day.
Yes, and a huge, huge thank you to Kurt, Ivar, and Kat. Your guys' support means the world to us. Thank you. Source bless and namaste.
Namaste.